Hi, everyone. Okay, so we have heard from one of our team members who promoted post-conference and the importance of attending conference and how that can affect your promotions and your furthering your business with Norwex. We've also heard from Ashley, who kind of walked us through our desires for the next 3 months and how that looks, what that looks like, and how we should kind of push for our holiday season to attain the things that we want and set those goals and go after them. But what if we just aren't feeling that? Like, what if we just aren't like in the groove or like the super excited, yay, post conference Norwex feeling right now? Like, what if we have had some cancellations? What if we've had some reschedules? What if we had some things happen in our business that's left us feeling kind of blah? So I want to address that because that can really affect what happens in the next few months or even in the next year if you live in this state of blah and you don't make some changes in your business going forward. You can kind of sometimes have that thought like, is it worth it, or maybe I should just give up. Like, I'm going to admit that I've actually had those thoughts before, and I would consider myself a lifer. So I want to walk you through just some different things that you can kind of think about when you are in that state of blah and when there's a season of things just don't seem to be working out, or maybe it's just not all like, unicorns and roses anymore like it was when you first started. So, first thing I want you to think about is letting yourself feel it. Okay. Like, if you're one of my personals, you probably heard me say this to you. I'm going to let you feel this. And then when you're ready to talk, and be constructive and make some decisions and make some action steps, then I'm gonna help you get through it. But I first want you to feel it, because if we're not authentic with our feelings, if we just try to like push it away and say, oh, it's fine, everything's gonna be fine. I'm a lot of people know that I'm kind of queen of that statement, everything's fine. But I still let myself feel emotions and I'm real with them. If we aren't real with our emotions, we're going to just keep stuffing it and stuffing it and stuffing it. And then one day it's like not going to fit anymore and we're going to explode, right? So allow yourself to feel it, be authentic with those feelings, and recognize the way that you're feeling about certain situations. Like, are you just like super angry that like four people cancel with you? Like, how could they do that? Like, don't they know this is my business? This is how I make money. This is my livelihood. It's so inconsiderate of someone just to cancel on me. Like, let yourself feel that, okay? So after you've felt it and maybe even journaled about it, or and you're authentic with yourself, the next thing I want you to do is turn that feeling into action. And like, we talk a lot about mindset in our team and the importance of living in that really positive mindset. So like, maybe me saying letting yourself feel those emotions doesn't line up with that, but it does, because if you like recognize where you are mentally, and like recognize that feeling and feeling that, and it allows you to recognize it and then to make changes about it. So I don't want you to live in it, right? That's different. Like, if you allow yourself to feel something versus living in that emotion, well, I don't want you to do that. I want you to feel it and I want you to recognize it so you can put your finger on it and say, okay, that's what I need to change. And then you can work through that and get to the other side, right? And then work up, some of you guys are familiar with the emotional scale, kind of working yourself out of feeling that of despair into the place of hope, or knowing even. And we it's important that you talk through this with someone. Like, if you really in this feeling where you're like you're not doing well with Norwex, it's important that you reach out to your leader, your direct leader, and if you feel like you're not if they don't understand how to help you with this, reach out to your closest ESL or jacket leader, and they can help you work through these things, because Lord knows we've been through it before. So allowing yourself to feel those feelings, and then turning those feelings into action. Okay, so what does that mean, turning them into action? Because that doesn't mean that you're like, okay, I had 4 cancellations and now I'm super pissed about it, but I recognize it and I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna get to work. So I'm gonna write up a really awesome Facebook post and post that in my Facebook account and watch the magic happen and watch it all come to me. That's not what I mean. Now, you can write a really awesome Facebook post about how much you love Norwex and how your calendar is open, and you want to add more parties to your calendar. You totally can do that. But you need to pair that with something else. Okay. So here's some things I want you to think about. Um, get yourself to work. So making your own little booking blitz. Now, some of us really, really hate booking blitzes because it's like, it sounds so kind of cheesy, but you guys, we know that they work. So setting that time aside for you to set an hour aside and contact, 10 to 20 people that you know would be interested in having a Norwex party, and going after as many answers as you can get, whether they're yes or no. The more concentrated time that you focus on doing a task like that, the more results you're going to get. So often, if you do a little booking blitz for an hour, reach out to 20 or 30 people, you might get 15 no's, but then you might also get 2 yeses, 3 maybes, and an order, right? So making sure that you set that time aside to have focused, uninterrupted work to do whatever it is, whether it's fill your calendar or increase your sales for the month. Maybe you have a sales goal that you want to hit, or maybe do some rearranging of your calendar, or do some pointed recruiting if you're looking for a new team member this month. So things like that, and having that set time aside, whether you call it a booking blitz or not, to have focused, uninterrupted time on your business. So that's the first thing I would suggest, is doing a booking blitz. The next thing I want to suggest is actually watching some trainings on your back office. You've heard me say this before, but I think it's so important that if you have a cancellation or a night that you normally would be working your Norwex business via a party, do something business related instead. That's during that same time. It's not a night off. It's a time to redirect your attentions to fill your cup, because most likely you feel a little bit defeated that a party got canceled, right? So go to your back office and watch a training. Ask a team member if they have a party that you can come shadow. Go through and listen to an old Planet Green team training call or something like that. The point is to get to engulf yourself with the business, so you don't let that kind of wallow over you and live in that place of self-pity. It's important that we are working our business. I talked earlier about like a night off if you get a cancellation. Some things that people think, yes, it's so awesome that we can work our own schedule and we can work whatever times we want. It's great. But for me personally, like, I know that, like, when I went on vacation last month, I was taking 10 to almost 2 weeks off. And I didn't just take those times off. That doesn't mean that I just didn't work. I mean, I didn't work that time, but I replaced that work other times. So it's important to think about that transfer. So maybe your goal is to have one party every week, but one of those parties canceled. So think strategically, okay, well, maybe that in 2 weeks I need to add another party so I can have 2 parties that week to have my average kind of to pan out. Does that make sense? Like, it's important for you to have that transfer of business when something doesn't go necessarily your way. Like, I would love to have a really balanced schedule of 2 parties every single week, and it's really happy town, and they're always on Thursday and Saturday morning, or they're exactly the way it is. It doesn't always work like that because we live in a real life business. So make sure that if you see that happening in your calendar, or you see like your early month your parties cancel, work really hard to replace those parties later in the month so you can still have your average. So that's something that you can do on your off time. Like, use that time that you would normally have a party to watch a training on how to increase bookings outside of a party, or use that time to do a booking blitz. So I'm hoping this makes sense, because it's important that we think about using our time wisely towards our business. The beauty is that we can work wherever we want, and we can work as concentrated as we want, and you can get the most out of your time if you have that focused time where you are working towards your business. Another thing is to attend meetings. You watching this video right now is already a step up from a lot of other people. It's important that we go to things, because when we go, we grow. When we attend meetings, we make money. It's so important that you mark out these times in your calendar, whether it's an in-home or local team meeting or these Facebook meetings. If you are a leader and you're not local to Omaha and you want to start your own meetings, do it. Like, if you need that connection with people to grow your business, as most of us do, start local meetings that you can attend. Meet with your team outside of our team meetings. It's really, really important that you have that time together, connecting as consultants. I learn from you guys every single meeting that I go to. You guys are a wealth of information. It's not just us talking, it's us collaborating as a group, as an organization, where we can further the mission of Norwex. That's the goal. And so when we meet in these kind of centralized locations, whether it's via Facebook or in person, we are growing each other. And I highly encourage you to make meetings mark those nights out in your calendar. Okay, it's always the second Monday of the month via Facebook, and if you're in the Omaha area, that second Monday as well. So just make sure you mark those out. It's important that you guys attend. If you can't attend live, you can always come back and read through these trainings. Challenge yourself to make sure that you are attending at least one of our meetings every single month. And then also I wanted to point out that you can always use your resources. Use your resources like our back office or Nora or whatever, tons of trainings in the Norwex back office, but also use your leaders, guys. If you want to set up a specific training call with your closest jacket leader, do it. Message us like tonight and let us know, hey, I want to set up a call with you to talk about XYZ. We would love to do that. This is what we're here for, guys, is to help you further your business. It's our job. It's our goal. It's my heart to know that you can do whatever you want in this business. And if I can be of any help whatsoever, I'm going to try. So setting up those one-on-one training calls with your leader or with your closest jacket leader, utilize us. We're like waiting to be called. So talk with us. We want to help you. And also knowing that you have tons of resources within our team and with Norwex. We also have a regional sales manager that you can reach out to. That's a corporate Norwex employee who's there to help us. So there are all kinds of stuff out there that is at your fingertips. So what I'm trying to say is that when you are in a season of blah, or when you just aren't feeling it, feel it and then move, right? Like feel it and then move. Allow yourself to be real with yourself, and then open your eyes to the possibilities that are around you, that we don't have to live in that place of feeling like we don't belong, or that we aren't getting it right. You can take those things, those lessons that you've learned from cancellations, low sales, a different trend, and move into something else. And real quickly, I do want to say, and that I've gone through seasons like this in my business. If you are noticing a trend, maybe you're noticing a string of cancellations or a string of lower party sales, take that time to assess what you're doing, and maybe think that there is, that you might need to change something in your hostess coaching or party style or something. Like a month or two of something happening that could just be, whatever. But if you see something happening consistently for 3 to 6 months, it might be time to self-assess. It's really, really important with us as business owners that we do take that time every year or every 6 months to kind of assess what we're doing and see what needs to change. So do that, okay? And if you need help assessing, that's what we're here for. Set up that call with us so we can help you go through some stuff. So I hope this has been helpful, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.